Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him.
Nice.
We don't need a communist in this country. If we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And by the way, they get about 3 times what you get, Ron. If you look at the per capita, Florida gets 1/3 of what New York gets in terms of the numbers. Why don't you give us those numbers?
Yeah, well,
because that's what we should send him.
Yeah, well, like sometimes people say Florida gets more because they count Social Security recipients, but that's not money to the state. Those are seniors that live here. If they move to North Carolina, you could count it there. So it has no interaction with the state government. They get more in the city and state governments than we get.
Right, substantially.
Yeah, if this guy's gonna stop the federal government from doing their job, he should be thrown in jail. The new jail, I think it's in Florida where there's alligator around it. Yeah, throw him in there. This guy is crazy. He's a communist too, which is wild. They tried it back in Russia back in the day and it didn't work. It created more chaos, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, throw this guy in jail. Throw him in jail, man. That's crazy.
We'll be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. We're going to look at everything, and ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist. But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist. I've always said we will not have socialism in this country. In the speeches, I said, well, what? They skipped socialism, and you got a lot of them like that.
What a mess.
AOC, she's out there with her, bad IQ.
Oh,
she's out
Lord.
there ranting and raving about how wonderful he is. And look, so far he's winning. He still has a race to win, but so far he's winning, and he has an advantage as a Democrat in New York City. I was there a long time ago, and it was a long time since a Republican won the city. But you would think that a Republican would be able to win. Or you have a good independent running, Mayor Adams, who's a very good person. I helped him out a little bit. He had a problem, and he was unfairly hurt over this question. He made a statement to the effect that this is terrible. New York City can't have all these immigrants come in. And like he was indicted the following day. And I said, that was a phony indictment. There was a phony indictment. That was a Biden indictment.
That's crazy. Imagine looking out for your country and you get indicted for it. What a mess.
Don't feel bad. I got indicted 5 times. Every time you opened your mouth. That was a bad group. That was a very dangerous group, I will tell you. These were not nice people. That was the only thing they could do. They had no policy. They had no skill. They had no anything. But they were very good at that. They were vicious, horrible people. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're definitely not good people. They're crazy, man. They want to bring communists to a country that is built off capitalism, that every other country where people live, they're trying to come to the United States to make a life because America is great, and Trump is trying his best to make America great like it was once before all this crazy nonsense came into play from the devil, from the children of the lie, the deceiver, the great deceiver that is deceiving all of New York at this moment. But let's see what will happen. Let's just have a way to see. We will know,